What's up, y'all? What's up, y'all? Give everybody a chance to come in. Welcome to Money Talks. Welcome to Money Talks. Welcome to Money Talks. Welcome, welcome. Welcome to Money Talks. Few of y'all joined. Let's get started at 12:01. How was y'all week? Hope everybody's week was fine. Share this, let everybody know we about to get started. The best 30 minutes of the day on a Sunday. Welcome everybody on YouTube, Facebook, TikTok. Much love. I appreciate y'all joining. I got some little nuggets. I got a story and some little, nuggets and tips for y'all today. I appreciate everybody joining. Let me give a couple shots out. We got Alicia C. Appreciate you joining. We got Nixon. Anita Breakham, appreciate you joining. D, appreciate you joining. All you people, much love, man. Appreciate y'all. This is going to be a weekly event. I want y'all to like, subscribe, and share, and let everybody know that we on here talking about money. Anybody want to jump on, talk about something that went on in their week, some money problems, or what would I do in a certain situation, and what have my mentors coached me into doing, and the things that I'm learning and that I'm studying about money. We all got to deal with money. We all have our different experiences with money. I'm just here for financial guidance. Appreciate y'all sending me to the universe, everybody. Let's jump into the story. Eddie, appreciate you joining. Thank you, everybody on YouTube. We're here live. We doing this thing. So let's jump into the story. So, on my weekends, I like to, sleep in as much as I can, on Saturday morning, because that's probably the only time I get to sleep, like in the morning time. And morning is my best time to sleep. So I wake up, of course, like everybody else, I got my phone next to me. And so I go scrolling and looking into how I can make this experience better for y'all. I look into a couple things. I look into Substack.com and all of that, and different ways to enhance that we can take all of y'all from TikTok, YouTube, and Facebook, but we can take all of y'all on one platform, and y'all control the content, and y'all show your love for the content. Y'all, subscribe to the content, and y'all just get involved. It's more engaged instead of more of a middleman. It's still a middleman. They still get a fee, but it's like gives the creators more control. It's for artists and creators and writers and stuff like that. So I end up looking into that. So I'm subscribing to that. So hopefully y'all take note and come follow me there. Once you get the email or you see a join or an invite, appreciate y'all for joining me there as well as you do here. Let's just make this community bigger and bigger and just spread the information. And I feel more better about giving out guidance and information because I feel like y'all are committed to something. So I will give more information, more nuggets to help you in your financial journey. So anyway, I got that together, and then I was scrolling on this other thing called Intech. Intech. And Intech, I was scrolling through and they help you, they push your algorithm more. It's just like a second algorithm that push your creative content out so more people can reach your content and you can get more people back. And so I'm looking at their pay structure and I thought that it was 99 cents. So I went on subscribe and everything for a lifetime membership for 99 cents. And I don't know why you get nothing for 99 cents no more these days. So I don't know what I was thinking about. But I went on to subscribe, looked at my bank account, it was $99 for a lifetime membership. $99 that I could have put other places that I didn't want to spend on marketing right now. And hopefully that you, the community, will appreciate that we can find each other more and we will subscribe and we will build this community. And like I said, I'm going to bring in other speakers and more value to the podcast, to the broadcast. And I appreciate y'all for joining, all that's joining. Let me give a couple shots out. Let me give it out. Juicy Peach, appreciate you joining. Juicy Peach. Oscar, appreciate you joining. Big 72, appreciate you joining. Everybody that's still here on YouTube and Facebook, my family, what's going on? Appreciate y'all, man. Much love. So anyway, yeah, I end up subscribing to that and I end up paying $99. And here's the catcher, what made me mad. I end up calling, because I did it through Apple Pay, I end up calling on Apple Pay and I end up calling on Apple Pay and they told me that it's not their problem, that it's still pending. So I talked to the people on Apple Pay, I end up calling my bank, hey, I made a mistake. They ended up saying they couldn't do nothing because it's still pending. So at the time I emailed the person who from the support team of Intech, and they told me, well, it's in the article that we have a no refund policy. Boom, 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 boom. Man, so I ain't even gonna get my money back on that. I'm just gonna have to go ahead and go hard on it. And all these marketing products that I just didn't purchase, man, we in it to win it with this podcast stuff, man. And you guys, hopefully you guys is in it with me. A lot of my subscribers, a lot of you people, hopefully you guys is in it with me and we can build a community to where we subscribe to the information, but the information is available to help you propel in your life. And that's what it's all about, man. Just trying to propel information. And hopefully you got to follow it. You can lead I always say in a lot of these podcasts, you can lead a horse to water, but you can't make them drink. So if you feel something in your heart and you know you want to manage money God's way, in the way that it feels right, where money, you're not chasing the dollar and chasing your tail and out here like, I gotta get it. I grew up with that hustle mentality. I always had to get it. I always had to get it. I never knew no other way. You know what I'm saying? Like I always tell y'all, coming from marbles to selling candy to so on and so on. Carrying groceries. That was just my mentality. I had to go get it because it wasn't available coming from the home. I mean, it was always taken care of, support, love, everything you want to do. But the type of the money and the type of the stuff that I wanted wasn't available for me. But my mom did the best she could to keep the necessities available, and I gotta appreciate her for that. And that's really all that matters, your four walls. Which kind of brings me to my topic of the day. My topic of the day is, in this episode of Money Talks is about, let me see here what I had. I had talk about couples and money. Couples and money. How many of y'all really living together and not dealing with money the right way? How many of y'all is married and not dealing with money the right way? How many of y'all is courting and haven't talked about money yet? Take a second and think about all that. How many of y'all is like that? Shouts out, man. Thank you for sending them to the universe. Doc, appreciate you joining, man. A-Town up, I see you. Rilo, thank you for joining, man. Shouts out, man. Put y'all cities in the comments, man. Let me know where y'all joining from. All my Cali, San Diego representatives, what's up? Siri City, what's up? Appreciate you. Vada Eddings, I appreciate you joining. What's up, my homeboy Danny up out the town? What's up with you? Much love. West. Johnny Moso, appreciate you joining. All right, so back to our subject. I always got to give a shout out, man, to let y'all know that I see y'all, and I appreciate y'all joining. And y'all gonna be the community. Y'all gonna be the community that I build. You know, y'all gonna be the ones transferring over to these other apps and promoting this positive stewardship with God's money. It's gonna be y'all. It's gonna be us. We gonna be together. We stuck. So I want to thank Vata for joining. Vata Eddings. Okay, so couples and money. Back to talking about that. So how do y'all talk about and deal with money in y'all relationships? I mean, some of y'all in different type of relationships where, you know, the old school relationship where the man go to work and he bring home the money and give it to his wife. I don't know if there's too many of those left, but some people still is in that. Or y'all in a situation where both of y'all have to work. You know what I'm saying? Or you in a situation where he's staying at home, he watching the kids, and you gotta work. It's different type of scenarios out there, man. You know, love don't have no boundaries. So whoever you fall in love with, you have to really figure out what their situation is and make it better and work together. So I appreciate y'all, man. Let's see if we can hit this flash goal over here on TikTok, man. Y'all over here booming, man. Let's see if y'all can hit that flash goal I put on the screen. But anyway, so how many of y'all in that type of relationship, man? So I just wanted to talk a little bit about, you know, the monthly budget versus a married couple, and the monthly budget versus people that's just dating. And then for, you know, monthly budget for people who's courting. Courting, and for y'all don't know, courting is just when y'all getting to know each other, y'all going out, y'all dating, y'all talking, y'all on the phone, y'all trying to see if y'all compatible. Of course, you ain't telling everybody everything about your money at that time, but it's still good to get to know what you're getting into. Back in the day, we used to be like, she a gold digger, why she asking about my money? But it was a different mentality, a different scenario back then. Y'all need to really talk about money and how y'all handle money moving forward. And, you know, what kind of dates y'all want to go on? Are y'all going on these dates just to impress somebody? Or is it a date that's within your budget and you still get time to talk? I mean, you know, who wants to start talking about budgeting right out the gate? I understand. But it's going to come up. If y'all go out on a date, somebody got to pay. Who makes the first move to pay? Who does this? Who does that? Money going to come up. How much gas? Who's driving who car? You picking me up? And all of that. So money going to come up in every relationship. Samir, I appreciate you joining. Chinese, much love, man. Let's hit that flash goal real quick, man. That ain't nothing, man. Show me how bad y'all is. Show me how good God is. You know what I mean? And I don't want to put it on God because his glory, his message, his stuff gonna happen anyway, with or without a goal. But I just like to know that people active on here, man, and we're keeping it together. So yeah, monthly budget, married versus living together. I just wanted to put a few points on both sides. So those of you that's in the crowd that or that watch this later, you know what I'm saying? I appreciate everybody that watched this later. Those of you that watch this later and want to know what's the difference, I want to give you a few tips on, each scenario. So I want to start out with living together. How many of y'all live together and not married and trying to make it work and getting to understand? Now, I already talked about courting a little bit when you're courting and how you should have the money and nobody should know all your personal information or none of that when you courting. Who pays first? Everybody's trying to see who's the gentleman or who's the lady or whatever at that time when you courting. But when you move past courting and you start really thinking about having an interest in each other, and y'all really start trying to make it work, and y'all almost move past the sex stage, and y'all living together, that's a whole different animal. That means that y'all looking to go forward. Y'all headed towards something. Like in God's eyes, you shouldn't be living together before marriage. You know what I mean? Y'all should have y'all, understanding that y'all shouldn't even have sex or none of that before marriage. But so many of us in American society today and around the world is how we living is we trying out the furniture before we buy it. Come on, y'all, let's reach this goal, man. There we go. Thank you for sending me to the universe. It's all good, man. Y'all loving this live, man. And I love doing it, man. I love coming to y'all, being genuine, being able to be myself and just talk about stuff that I have general knowledge about, that I know about, that I've been through, that I want to see. And then the stuff that I learned about how to handle your money and the mentality around money. So it's all good, man. We up in here. We 15 minutes in. We got 15 minutes to go. So anybody want to jump on and talk about their money and finish this last 15 minutes out with my advice and things and what I would do with money and some of my experiences, now's the time. I invite a few people on the screen. If y'all want to come on the screen and even say hi, give a shout out, that's all right. Much love. All right, so here we go. Living together. These are a few tips that I have about people that's living together, the way y'all should, if y'all gonna be doing that, the way y'all should structure y'all money around living together and moving forward with finances. You guys definitely should have separate accounts, which you probably come into the relationship like that anyway. I wouldn't combine no accounts and nothing like that right now. I wouldn't be living off the same. Y'all can live off the same goal and the same dream, the same functionality, but right now, if either one of you guys have debt, y'all should be working towards paying off debt. You know what I'm saying? And everybody doing individually doing the plan, but headed towards the same goal, knowing that once you pay off your debt, that you have a partner that is debt free, or help your partner once you headed towards that way. That means you're headed towards marriage, and you done paid off all your debt, and you debt free, and you want to set a little something aside to help your partner get out of a bigger hole. There's nothing wrong with that, but keep your goals in mind. Even after you get debt free, you still have to move towards investing in retirement and generational wealth and financial goals. And if this is your partner, of course, you want to help them get there faster. But once you get out of debt and you guys move the relationship a little bit further, and then y'all can combine the debt and and pay that off a little faster. Everything can go towards that. So I say keep separate accounts. And like I said, pay off debts individually. Pull up your income versus your debts. You know what I mean? And do your own budget. And we have apps that'll help you do that. Do your own budget and do his or her own budget. And you guys do individual budgets until you guys come together as one. Not even in the engagement or nothing until you guys are actually married. You guys don't account combine bank accounts. And like I said, you guys can have a bigger goal, but you guys have to have individual goals at this point in time. But individual goals that's working towards you guys being together. I'm not saying be separate and this is mine, I gotta pay off my debt and this and that. No, it's like I know your goal, you know my goal, and keep holding each other accountable towards those goals so we can reach a bigger goal together. So everybody needs somebody to hold them accountable. So that's what that is. Yeah, but and then another thing is what I say, holding each other accountable. And the third point is inform and encourage your partner about progress. So that don't mean you have to be all, and even if you owe more than this person, you might feel a little inferior to them because they only got this much to be out of debt, so you don't want to tell them everything, and you might have slipped on your progress a little bit. But no, y'all still have to sit down and communicate as people with bigger goals on how your progress is going. And you, as the other person, have to encourage that person to keep it going and know that we are headed towards a bigger goal that we're trying to get. And so that should be the hope, that should be the dream. And hopefully you guys don't have kids at this point, so you guys can really focus on your finances before children together. If it becomes a circumstance where you guys were bound by a child, then hey, you have to do what's best for the child and kind of put your financial goals together. With that being said, it's like 529s and college funds and all that stuff, health funds, and make sure all your insurance is in place for this child. So once you step back and look at your situation, you're like, okay, well, this is the way I gotta move forward, man. We in a single relationship, and I need to pay off my debt, and I need to get debt free while he's also or she's also getting debt free. I have to build my income, do side hustles to make this work so we can go into a marriage as a better journey. But like I said, sometimes you're forced into a common law by having a child. Some of y'all been together over 10, 15 years and not married. Maybe not even believe in marriage. But like I said, marriage legally combines your finances and it puts you guys together. So marriage legally combines everything. It's a legal contract between two people to say that, hey, we're going out about this together. So what that leads is to my next part of the subject is married. When you're married, how you should operate with your money. It's all a different way when you're married. When you're married, we asking you to combine your bank account. You know what I mean? All your assets and everything becomes one. You own property, you got a portfolio, your income, all of that becomes two people now, and all you guys become one. So all of that becomes one big old conglomerate, which is the fun part because you got somebody to help you. A lot of people that's doing it by themselves, single. See, we even talk about single people. A lot of people that's doing it single be like, man, it would be great to have some help, have two incomes to move faster toward my goal. So shouts out to the single people out there. That's really hard. And you really have to create a budget on your own. You have to find accountability for, yourself and push yourself further to attain your goals. But married, you have somebody there pushing you, a cheerleader, probably your biggest fan, and that's how you should be working together. You want to try to marry your best friend. Come on, man, reach that flash goal. I see it right there ticking down. Let's see how many of y'all gonna get involved. But yeah, so when you married, you want to combine your bank accounts. And what you want to do, you want to sit down at the beginning of the month, maybe on the 29th or the first or the 30th, anywhere close to the first, before the first, and talk about your budget for the month and what you see and what could happen and what you don't see and what goals you're going to reach by sticking to this budget and how it feels so good to be on a journey with you and this person, our own personal journey, our own numbers. Everybody's individual, every couple's unique. We walking this journey together. It almost becomes like date night, you know what I'm saying? Come to talk this budget and figure it out and have a pizza and watch a movie after, you know what I mean? That sounds kind of fun to me now. I'm nerding out, you know what I'm saying? A nerdy G, huh? Yeah, I guess so. I'm God's property though. But yeah, that sounds really fun, man. Find somebody to be able to do that. And the kids that understand the objective of saving money and saving for their future and saving for their kids' is really great. You know what I mean? We can live our life accordingly. And when you see and you pay your 4 walls, you see you have everything you need. So we have a budgeting app where you guys can combine your accounts, and you can combine your budgeting app and you can see when one spend and hold each other accountable. Even if you have a military spouse and they overseas, it kind of feel like you guys working together because you guys can all see it out of the app. And you can see that your goals are still being obtained. And you can see, what fund money is being used and what money is being used for and how y'all doing in the progress. So that's the great thing about this app that I'll introduce you to in one of the sessions. If you come and get a session, it's all about you and your finances. We'll talk to you and your spouse, and y'all sit down and understand the complications of navigating around money and being comfortable with money and loving each other during this journey to be able to help people. So it's a free, no obligation consultation. Hit the inbox, let me know you want to talk about your personal money, and we can do that. And hope y'all enjoy this podcast. Like, share, subscribe. One other tip I say to everybody is just relax, man, and get to earn the money you earn, invest it the right way, don't do no crazy spending, and be a steward of God's money, and eventually you'll be able to give and live like no one else, man. Shouts out to everybody that's joining Money Talks every week, man. Let me know that you guys want to keep going with this, and like I said, I just bring you a few tips about life, things I learned about money. Like I said, in the actual consultation and in the actual sessions, it's more meat to the bones. It's more specific to you. It's more down to your numbers. It helps you change your life so you can change somebody else's life. But until you subscribe, until you come and get a session for yourself, see if coaching guidance is for you, you'll never know. You'll never know. You could, achieve the goals that you want to achieve, which is retirement, generational wealth, helping people, helping others, no stress, freedom of getting your time back, freedom to do what you like to do, building on your beliefs and hobbies, like something like this, man. If you want to really get into coaching, this is a home-based business. You're your own boss. It's up to you how much you put into it, how much work you get back from it, the fruits of your labor. So I'm here, I got my 2 feet in, and I'm loving it. I like helping y'all. I like coming to y'all talking about money and God's money and seeing that how it works for people, and people coming back telling me, yeah, that budget that helped me see, where I can go with this and how my income and where all that money was going at first that they couldn't see. Like, I make a great income, but I can't see where this money is going. I'm living above my means. I'm not rich yet. I make a great income, but I'm not rich. Why I feel so down, why I feel so depressed. A lot of people come to me, why I feel so down, why I feel so depressed, and it's an income problem. You need to go back to school, get a trade. I heard some good things about trades today. You know, where youngsters getting out of school and they getting trades, they opting to go get a trade instead of college, 4-year college. So they coming out with less debt and they earning money right out of the way and going to work and starting to build their generational wealth in retirement if they do the right thing with their money. So it's all correlation though. Appreciate it, man. I appreciate y'all joining. That's this session right here, Money Talks. Nobody joined today. Nobody wanted to, I guess y'all just wanted to hear me babble on. Nobody wanted to get on and talk about their money. I deal in fact. If I don't know, I'll talk to my networking partners and get help for you. Those of you watching this later on, I appreciate you watching, man. Like, subscribe. That's the best way to keep me doing it. Y'all have a blessed day.